1. Bentley Mulsanne Grand Limousine. This car is one of the most special cars introduced in the limousine class. Now, news has been published that 5 cars of this car are intended for sale, and apparently the orders of all 5 cars are related to customers from the UAE. Compared to the standard version of this car, the Grand Mulsanne limousine is 1 meter longer, and the height of the cabin pillars has increased by 79 mm. Uses a special air conditioning system for this limousine. Each seat has its own system and its temperature can be adjusted separately. Glass with an electric mechanism between the driver and the back row with the possibility of changing the state to clear and opaque conditions. Interior two-tone theme, walnut wood facade, wooden folding tables, etc. are other attractions of the car cabin. This limousine is a proud example of masterful craftsmanship. Mulliner is in the making, and with the end of production of the Mulsanne last year, such feats will never be repeated. This 6.5-meter limousine is built on a re-engineered chassis with a dedicated suspension to maintain stability. Under the hood of the car is the familiar 6.75-liter V8 twin-turbo Bentley power plant that produces 505 horsepower and 1020 Nm of torque. 2. Rolls-Royce Phantom. The first series of the Phantom family of luxury versions of the British Rolls-Royce brand was launched on the world market in 1925. But today this model is experiencing its 8th generation production on the production line, which is named Phantom Series II Series, i.e. in honor of the Series 2 Phantom, which has inspired some elements in a modern way from the vintage version of the Series 2 Phantom. However, the engine used in this particular version of the Phantom is still the same 6.75-liter V12 model, which due to the design and production of the BMW brand, with the code N74B68, is part of the family of V12 twin-turbo N74 engines of this brand. The Bavarian is known to be the first twin-turbo V12 engine in the history of BMW, and it is used in other models such as the Cullinan Rolls-Royce SUV and the Ghost model. The axles of the standard version and the long axle are as it is 220 ME. But fortunately, the weight difference between these two versions is only 50 kg. 3. Cadillac Escalade. The Escalade was introduced in 1998 as Cadillac's full-size SUV. This model entered the American market 1 year after the Lincoln Navigator and soon gained attention. The first generation had an immature design and similar to competitors, but from the second generation in 2001, a large number of artists, athletes, and other famous people of American society showed interest in Escalade. The world fame of Escalade was formed with the third generation between 2006 and 2014, and while the fourth generation was released, it continued from 2015 to 2020. The new Escalade is also produced with special features from the VAZ series. This model is equipped with a 6.2-liter supercharged engine. It has 682 horsepower and 887 Nm of torque. With a weight of 2,800 kg, the Escalade V reaches a speed of 100 km in 4.5 seconds and offers a maximum speed limited to 200 km. The average fuel consumption of this model is 15 to 18 liters per 100 kilometers. 4. Hummer H1. Hummer is an American automobile company that operates as a subsidiary of General Motors. All the cars of this company are giant and strange SUVs and vans that make people stare at themselves. The largest and most stunning product of this company is called Hummer H1, which was produced in 1992. The appearance is very rough and powerful and impressive in all parts of the car. Hummer H1 has been released to the market with different engines and tried to attract a wide range of buyers. From a variety of 6-cylinder engines to a 7,200cc 8-cylinder engine, each with a different price, is installed in a specific type of this monster. In the models of 2004 and later, a 6,600cc 8-cylinder diesel engine with 300 horsepower and 700 Nm of torque is mounted on this car. The width of this car is so large that you can easily fit another seat in its console. Both the exterior and interior of the car are made in the roughest possible way to convey the feeling of power in the best possible way. In general, it can be said that with such a high price, Hummer may not be the best option to buy, but without a doubt, it is the most special and stunning SUV that can move on the streets and attract all eyes. 5. Cadillac 16. In 2003, to return to the heyday and compete with luxury cars, Cadillac introduced several concept models at the Detroit Auto Show to be the basis for the company's new products. Among these concept cars, a gigantic and exciting 4-door car stood out. This car with a 6,130cc V16 engine could produce 1,000 horsepower and 1,354 Newton-meters of torque to reduce the fuel consumption of this engine. Cadillac engineers installed a system that stops or moves at low speeds of 8. Its cylinders were failing. Although this Cadillac was a concept model, it did not lack anything, even if it was produced, and it would compete with the greats, but this car was never mass-produced due to high costs and was sent to the Cadillac Museum to be considered among the extraordinary works of Cadillac. 6. Benz S600 Maybach Pullman. Mercedes introduced its new ultra-luxurious and bulletproof car called the Maybach S600 Pullman Guard. Safety and security have never been combined with comfort and luxury. The Mercedes Maybach S600 Pullman has an approximate length of 6.5 meters, which is 1053 mm longer than the Mercedes Maybach S-Class. The wheelbase of this model is 4,418 mm, its height is 1,598 mm. To achieve better headroom, the Pullman model is 10 cm higher than the S-Class model. The engine of this car is a 12-cylinder V-shaped twin-turbo model with a precise volume of 5,980 cc, which can produce 530 horsepower. The torques of 830 Newton-meters of this engine is available from the engine speed of 1,900 RPM. The maximum speed of the Pullman Guard is electronically limited to 160 km. The protection level of the Mercedes Maybach S600 Pullman Guard is classified in the VR Line class and was able to obtain the ERV 2010 Explosion Protection Certificate. The price of the non-bulletproof version of this model, it is about €500,000, and the price of the Guard model will be lower than €1.4 million. 7. GMC Yukon. The GMC Yukon is an 8-seater American full-size SUV. This car is equipped with a 6-liter 8-cylinder engine, and its maximum production power is 42,000 horsepower at 5,600 RPM, which is transferred to all 4 wheels by an 8-speed automatic transmission system, and it can reach 100 km in 5.8 seconds, and the maximum speed reach 180 km. Of course, you might have expected a higher speed from this American giant, but for a car with this weight and dimensions, it is a good speed. The design of this car has been revised since 2015, and the Denali version of this car, which is a more luxurious version of the standard version, has a chrome front window, bigger rims, and more options. GMC Yukon meets all the needs of buyers with a lot of space and safety features and options. This version is also equipped with a Bose audio system with 18 speakers, some of which are integrated into the front seats. GMC has not yet announced the price of this luxury SUV, but it is definitely more expensive than the regular Yukon Denali, which is in the base rear-wheel drive version. Diesel costs more than $70,000, will be more expensive, and could enter the territory of the Cadillac Escalade. 8. Ford F350. Ford F-Series pickup truck and Raptor version is one of the most attractive cars in America. Its large dimensions, aggressive design, and remarkable power all show that it is a car suitable for American taste. The only part of this van that few Americans disagree with is its 3.5-liter EcoBoost 6-cylinder V-shaped engine. It should be noted that the Ford Raptor F350 with this engine provides 450 horsepower and 691 Nm of torque. But Americans are not ready to replace the V8 diesel engine with something else. Diesel fans have only 2 options to choose from: the 3-liter V6 Ford Raptor or the smaller twin-turbocharged Ford Ranger Raptor pickup truck that hasn't arrived in the US yet. Ford Super Duty Raptor looks like a simple toy against it. The base price of this car is $58,000 for the 6.2-liter V8 gasoline model. When it is combined with various options, it increases up to $69,000 in the diesel model. In fact, the difference between the diesel model and the similar gasoline model is $8,480. 9. Rezvani Hercule. After the release of various teasers, Rezvani has finally officially introduced his new monster, Hercules 66, and described it as the god of all tracks. This car is based on the Jeep Gladiator, and an axle and a 2438 mm load section have been added to its end. Of course, the rear part of Hercules has a unique design, and the sports bar with different colors, such as bronze, is considered for it. The LED strip on the roof and custom rims with 37-inch off-road tires are other prominent exterior features of this 6-wheeled pickup. Rezvani has provided various engines for Hercules, starting from the familiar 3.6-liter V6 Pentastar with 285 horsepower and 353 Nm, Torque and 3-liter ZA6 EcoDiesel starts with 260 horsepower and 600 Nm of torque. Those looking for more power can also choose Hemi's 6.4-liter V8 engine with 500 horsepower. But even if this is not enough, Rezvani also offers a completely upgraded version of the 6.2-liter V8 supercharged Dodge Challenger Demon engine for the Hercules. The price of the Rezvani Hercules starts at $225,000 and increases to $325,000 in the military version. These prices are for the base engines, and those who want the 500 horsepower 6.4-liter engine will have to pay $40,000 more. The price of the 7-liter supercharged engine has been announced at $249,000, which means that the total price of Hercules with this 1,300 horsepower engine reaches $474,000. 10. Rezvani Vengeance. Rezvani's latest model called Vengeance is a wide-body SUV with high ground clearance. From a technical point of view, this car is very similar to Tank, another Rezvani product. Vengeance is based on Cadillac Escalade, while Rezvani Tank used the Jeep Wrangler platform. The car was designed by Milan Ivanov, who has a history of working in computer game companies. 3 types of engines manufactured by General Motors can be ordered for Rezvani Vengeance. The basic model is a 3-liter 6-cylinder inline diesel from the Duramax series with a power of 2077 HP and a torque of 623 Nm. This model is equipped with a 10-speed automatic transmission with an average fuel consumption of 10 liters. There is also a 6.2-liter V8 gasoline model with a power of 420 horsepower and a torque of 623 Nm for Vengeance. This engine provides an average fuel consumption of 15 liters per 100 kilometers for Cadillac. Those interested in buying the most expensive Rezvani Vengeance model can also order the Cadillac Escalade V8 supercharged engine. Accordingly, the most powerful version of Vengeance will have 690 horsepower and 885 Nm of torque. Such an engine in the Escalade V has an average fuel consumption of 18 liters per 100 kilometers. Rezvani 8-seater SUV offers a long list of optional features. This car will be sold for $249,000 with the base engine and standard features, while the most powerful model with additional features will cost around $600,000.